Hey guys, Nick from Practically Tactical here. So here's a video on how to disassemble your Winchester 1300 bolt. Now, if you look on the upper left-hand corner, if you need to know how to disassemble your Winchester 1300, there'll be a link up there. So, all right, guys, this isn't too difficult. Some tools that you might need. I highly recommend the MS Clean Kit, and you can see the parts in there. It's meant for cleaning, but has many other uses. And that's really kind of about it. There's nothing too fancy here. So let's start off. What we're going to do here is we're going to compress the bolt with both fingers. You'll see the plate on the bottom fell off. You may have to pull that off. Nothing hard or difficult at all. So then your spring, your firing pin comes out. Right there. Easy. All right. Here's the next fun part here. So if you want to actually remove your bolt from your carrier, you have to remove this lug here. That might not be the correct term for it. So basically what you need to do is you need to flip it over, and if the camera picks it up here through that little hole there, you'll see where that lug is. And what you can do is push that out a little bit, then on this side get a pair of pliers and pull it out. Now here's the thing, is you don't see it, but if you look in here you might be able to see it. There's actually like a washer and another spring in there, a pretty heavy spring. That's for your extractor. So when we take this apart, you want to have it down like this, because as soon as you pull this out, that spring and washer are going to shoot down. And that washer is not something you can just go like pick up at Walmart, because it's very specific, because your firing pin has to travel through it. So let's move these parts out of the way, and let's get started on this. All right, and now here's one thing too. Don't take your firing pin and push on this. That could work just fine. However, you don't want to risk damaging your firing pin, so don't do that. I actually have a rod here from my MS Clean Kit that fits perfectly in here. Then what I'm going to do is push it as far as I can, and then I'm going to get a pair of pliers. Just a little pair of pliers, nothing fancy here. And then I'm going to take it and I have to work it out a little bit. This could be really tough because, again, you got that spring tension. You got a spring that's like this big crunched down to here. So this will be a little difficult. Again, do your best to keep it pointed down here so stuff doesn't go flying everywhere. I'm going to have to turn it here. My apologies. There we go. All right, that's starting to come out. Again, we're going to point that down. See? I didn't point it down all the way, and that washer flew off. And there is that heavy extractor spring. Let me go find my washer, and I'll be right back. So there it is, guys. So there's why that you should follow those instructions that I did not do. That's what we call for the sake of information. So now that we got that out, your bolt just comes out and you can take your extractor out. So that's pretty much it there, guys. Clean it, do whatever you do. All right, guys, so let's go back to assembly. Key important things here. This is our ejection side, so that is very important when we're dealing with our bolt and our extractor. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that when we put this in, the bolt into the actual carrier, we want our extractor to be on the ejection side. So that's one thing to point out. So basically what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be putting our spring back in, our washer, then we have to compress it and basically put this lug in here. It might be called a cam or something like that. Now here's one thing. You want this short side to be inside the bolt because your firing pin rides through there. So we're going to put the spring in, we're going to put the washer in, we have to compress it, then we have to push this in enough to where it holds it, and then we put it in. So usually what I do is I just set this on the ground like this and push on something and compress it, but that won't be on camera, so I'll do it the more difficult way to keep it on camera. So again, what I'm going to do is just taking my MS Clean Kit rod here, and I'm going to use it to compress it, and then somehow I will fit this in. So hopefully, let's see if, no, let me adjust the camera here, and we're going to get this hopefully all on camera. There. Also, you have to make sure that hole is lined up with your firing pin channel. Because it has to go straight through, obviously. So, we got that in. We'll compress it in. We'll have to push that a little more right there. Obviously, because it's sticking up and we have a plate that goes over there. But that part's in, so then what we'll do is we'll take our firing pin here. And we're going to look through. And actually, we will need to push that down a little bit more here. Alright, so we got that pushed down there. I don't know if that can show up on camera very well here. Straight through there. So now let's just put our firing pin in and test it. So there we go. Alright, now that we got everything in here, we want to compress it. And again, very important, make sure your ejector is on the ejection port side. And then that ring there, last ring, on our firing pin is what holds this plate in. So what we want to do, there we go. There's one assembled Winchester 1300 bolt. There you go, guys. Big thanks to my MS Clean Kit, Peter over there, Peter Palma, MS Clean Kits, mscleankits.com. Now, if anybody's curious, what do you clean with? What do you do for lubrication on your bolt? I use Frog Lube. I use a hair dryer, heat this up. Frog Lube is especially on heat, its lubrication properties are really, really high. So I just do a real thin coat. You can tell it's just shiny. Wipe any excess off there. You don't want heavy coating at all, and then it's good to go. So there you guys go. Take care.